Guys, take your places. We are going to start. Great. Good evening. Or it's morning. I'm glad you all made it here within this nice hall. I'm given an honor to welcome you in Moscow on our International Conference 2017. Let's start with some organizing questions. Do you have badges? Yes. You do. You will need those on the next day for our program at the barbecue party. So please keep them and bring them tomorrow with you. Will you?
Yes. Yes.
Great. And the next question. Do you know what the theme is?
Yes.
No.
Music. Music is the theme. And tonight we are going to listen to several... Today? Tonight? It's tonight. We are having tonight party. And Dmitry Trapeznikov will be responsible for the music. Give him a round of applause. Each participant of the conference will have their own instrument. And as he approaches on the stage, the music suited for the instrument will be played. So whenever you hear the music, welcome on the stage the next participant. And we are already a bit late, but it's common for us, so no worries. We'll catch up later without no further delays. I would like to welcome on the stage a person who will give us the mood of today's conference. And not yet. Who did it? Who will set up the mood and will guide us into the starting point. Very known in our community. Please welcome on the stage with the keynote, Maxim Silin.
Привет, Toastmasters! Как настроение? Супер! Меня еще фанфарами никогда не встречали, очень приятно. Конференция летняя. У нас наконец пришла погода, которую мы так долго ждали. Вы знаете, в последнее время стало модно, представляя спикера, говорить что-то вроде «Успешная бизнес-вумен, мать 3 детей, пробежала 5 марафонов». Или «Серийный предприниматель, бизнес-коуч, участник ультрамарафона». Но такое ощущение, что вдруг ни с того ни с сего все успешные люди, да что там говорить успешные люди, вся страна начала бегать, бегают полумарафоны, марафоны, ультрамарафоны, в ларек за хлебом и то бегут. А давайте посмотрим, что происходит в аудитории. Поднимите руку, если вы когда-либо в своей жизни бегали более 21 километра. Так, не отпускайте руки, держите. А кто бегал более 10 километров? Отлично. Не опускайте руки, держите. А кто когда-либо вообще куда-либо бегал? Супер, лес рук. Замечательно, заодно и размялись, опускайте руки. Я тоже не отстаю от тренда. В мае пробежал вот свой первый полумарафон, 21 километр. Медальку даже дали. Занял почетное 3511 место. А кто-то сидит, да, спасибо. А кто-то сидит в аудитории и думает, при чем здесь бег? Мы тут вроде как собрались про лидерство, про ораторское мастерство, про коммуникацию, он нам про бег заливает. Ребят, ну я тоже не собирался говорить про бег, но дело в том, что когда я начал готовиться к этому выступлению, я вдруг осознал, что между бегом на длинные дистанции и тем, чем мы занимаемся в Toastmasters, очень много общего. Поэтому давайте разберемся вместе.
Макс, а почему ты говоришь по-русски?
А говорю я по-русски, Генри, потому что у нас сегодня многонациональная аудитория, в том числе представители русских клубов, французских клубов, немецких клубов, гости из-за рубежа, которые не говорят по-английски, к сожалению. Но мы все-таки ориентируемся на большинство, и предполагая, что я говорю либо на английском, либо на русском, я все-таки решил, что как бы на русском моя аудитория будет больше. I will try my best to give the main ideas in English. We'll get there at some point.
Maybe you need an interpreter.
No, actually, I have no problem switching to English if you guys would like to proceed this way. Yes? Is that what you prefer? Okay, any objections if I continue on speaking in English?
Keine.
Yes, Tanya. I continue to speak English. You're good with that? All right, that's awesome. Okay, thanks God. I've been struggling preparing this speech in Russian. It was a huge headache. But now thank you. Thank you for allowing me to continue in English. Anyways, so does this diagram look familiar to everyone? What is this? What is this?
Toastmasters path.
Toastmasters path. The system, Toastmasters system that we follow through, right? We see the familiar acronyms: CC, Competent Communicator, CL, ACB, DTM, ALG, and you name it, right? It's all there. I have been doing Toastmasters since May 2012. It's been 5 years. What a distance. It's almost like a marathon.
Oh.
And similar to Toastmasters, marathon has quite understandable path and different stages, like 10K, 21K, 42K, the full marathon distance, right? And similar to marathon, in Toastmasters, we are awarded for our achievements and for our dedication and for the energy we invest in. At the end of the Toastmasters path, when someone achieves DTM, like those members of our Russian community who have achieved that, Larisa Zorina, Valeria Kholodkova, Anna Ponomareva, they know that by heart. They have received their awards. And not just for the finishers of the Toastmasters Marathon awards are presented. Throughout the progress, we are given some awards. For instance, here's the medal I got for having achieved my Advanced Communication Bronze. So, it's very similar. But what happens to a person when he or she either decides to go out for a run or comes to Toastmasters and figures, well, I might join? Well, it's very simple. She dresses up in her nicest dress, puts on the brand new fancy running shoes, and goes on. Runs first kilometer, delivers icebreaker, then the third project, then the fifth, half CC. And it happens that oftentimes, when the person starts running through the race, they don't have a particular goal behind it. They kind of, well, it's like, you know, something that I might do. I see people around me doing it. Sounds cool, so I might as well just join the crowd. But no matter whether or not a person has any particular goal at the very beginning, sooner or later, that goal appears on the horizon. And in Toastmasters, such a goal may be competent communicator, and in marathon, it could be a 10K mark. Very simple. And of course, we don't run just out in nowhere. We have a particular program to follow through. We have our manuals with 10 projects in Toastmasters. We have specialized application on our phones when we go out running. The application has navigation system which shows us the direction, the distance that we follow through. And of course, we run listening to the music. Music is the theme of our conference, and organizers asked me very specifically to say something about music. So here I am saying, music is cool, it gives you the rhythm, it helps you to follow through, and every time I come to a Toastmasters meeting, all the projects, all the speeches I hear are music to my ears. So that's awesome. Greetings to the organizers. But anyways, here we are, approaching our 10-kilometer mark, our Competent Communicator Award. Full speed, we are coming to it, but boom! No 10 kilometers, only 9.9. How come? What happened? And they say, oh, you know, there was a discrepancy in your navigation system. Just gave you the wrong distance. And similar in Toastmasters, in order to be a fully blown competent communicator, you must take up on the leadership track as well. And please go ahead and do your competent leadership in order to be recognized as the competent person in Toastmasters. Some people are too lazy to proceed with that. Others complete their CC and CL and call it a day. Go grab a beer or eat ice cream, whoever prefers what. And yet, there are still some people who are continuing their journey and they keep on running. And it is at this point when they reach a stage where they just become exhausted. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. I don't understand why. Why am I torturing myself? Like, what am I doing here? Why do I need to run this distance? And yet, they keep on going. Small steps, one after another. They take up on the new roles at club meetings. They participate in activities outside of the club, at the community level. Take part in organizing conferences like the one we are present on today. They continue delivering their projects. They keep running. And funny enough, there are other people around them who run alone. And you know what? The funny thing is that when you run, overcoming your stress and fatigue, you look at the person running right beside you and you're like, oh my gosh, like this person, they're so endurable, they keep on going, and you look up to them and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to follow, and they kind of give you the motivation. And that person, at the same time, runs, looking at you and thinking, oh my gosh, like Max is running, like he's so good, I want to do the same. Do you get it? Do you get what happens? When you just keep on going, you form this virtual community. You overcome the fatigue together. You fight the stress, and you keep on going. And voila, at some point, the so-called second breath comes. It's not a myth, it's a real thing. Believe me. At the very moment when you overcome your fatigue, there is this inner energy coming up on the surface. And it gives you the motivation, the strength to run your distance. And moreover, it gives you a deeper understanding as to why you run this distance. Why you have come on this track. Why you have joined the Toastmasters. Why you haven't stopped at your 10K mark. Why you want to go all the way down to the finish line. It helps you to draw the parallel between what you do on the running track or at the Toastmasters meeting and other aspects of your life. Whether it is career or writing a PhD project or building a personal relationship or whatever, you name it. You just start drawing these parallels to everything. So what? What motivates us?
Don't sleep, please.
What motivates us? Do you have any ideas? Especially for those of you experienced Toastmasters who have been around, what helped you or helps you to move along?
Self-development. Goals completion.
Self-development, goal completion, yes, what else?
The whole situation club.
What?
The whole situation in club.
Okay, club atmosphere, okay. What else?
Fun.
Fun.
Top Gun mentor.
Top Gun mentor. Okay, so yes, Tatiana.
Hunger to be first.
Hunger to be first. So
Competition.
eagerness to achieve, like this competition spirit. Yeah. Okay. Good. So there are three particular reasons, particular aspects that motivate me personally, and I understand that each one of us may have one or many motivations that makes us moving along the track. And yet, if you haven't found your particular motivation, pay attention to these three, because one of these may be applicable to you as well. So the first one is self-improvement, self-development. There was this idea in the audience. So here's the thing. The reality is that when somebody starts running or comes to a Toastmasters meeting for the first time, they have a clear understanding that they probably want to achieve something, to improve something. Maybe, you know, make it a little bit smaller here, or a little bit tighter here, or a little bit stronger here, you name it, but you have this vague idea that you want to improve. But then, as you continue going through the program, you realize that aside from the clear goals and skills that either running or Toastmasters allows you to develop, there is much more to that. It opens the whole new horizon in front of you. And you are able to gain new skills and put them into practice in a way that you would barely dream about if you were not running or doing Toastmasters. And moreover, these skills and these experiences are valued out there. I put my Toastmasters experience and my achievements at running with pride onto my resume. Because I think that when I put this down on my resume, it characterizes me in a certain way. It characterizes me as a person who is able to set the goals, to achieve, to endure, to follow through. A person who has leadership skills, communication skills. And those are not the skills that you can just, you know, learn by attending a training. You have to practice them. And the more you practice, the farther you run, the more you gain. The second motivation is community. Community spirit. The thing is that when you start running or when you join Toastmasters, you become part of this huge global community. Any country you go, I bet there is either a Toastmasters club or a running club. And you can travel and run marathons and take part in the Toastmasters club meetings. And for those lucky and experienced and patient ones, even take part in the Toastmasters international and regional contests. So, when you become part of community, it obviously gives you a place to have fun, a place to socialize with people who are like-minded, but moreover, it gives you the new ground base for building your network, for expanding your connections. And those connections are immense, because I have seen examples of people building their career with help of the contacts they developed on the running track. And at the same time, even in our relatively small community, we have examples of people who have built families having met at Toastmasters, right? So it's awesome. You are part of big community, big family of like-minded individuals. And last but not least, my favorite ones. It's sense of fulfillment. Here's the deal. When we want to achieve something in our life, like our day-to-day life, usually those are some long-term initiatives, such as building a startup business, or improving our relationship, or changing our career path, or getting a diploma, or you name it. And those are long-term. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of energy, a lot of time before you actually achieve your desired goal and actually get some gratitude, some sense of achievement where you can say, yes, I'm good, I did it. But the motivation that helps us to drive through, it is limited. There is only so much. And sometimes you just lack this motivation and you're like, I cannot do it anymore. I just don't have energy. I don't have, I don't have motivation, in other words. And this is where running and Toastmasters come in. You deliver your icebreaker, they give you a ribbon. You run your 10K distance, they give you a medal. You win a speech contest like the ones we're gonna witness over the course of today and tomorrow. They give you a prize, they give you the certificate of participation. And you're like, damn, I'm good. Yeah, like I got this medal, I can do it. And these micro achievements, they give you this inner burst and you're like, yes! So let's move on. All in all, I would like to sum it all up and say that no matter whether you are into running or into speaking or into leadership, or even better, if you combine this all and do it all at once, these experiences will give you the ground base for self-improvement, self-development. They will allow you to gain new skills, develop new connections, and get this motivation to keep on going, to energize yourself. And in conclusion, I would like to finish off with a rephrased quote by Martin Luther King, who once said, if you cannot fly, run. If you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. And from myself, if you cannot crawl, at least lie down, pointing towards the direction of your goal, and keep on looking at it.